Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I rise in opposition to this amendment for two principal reasons. The first is, for those of us that served in this chamber 2 years ago, when the bill was passed to allow the Tribal Gaming Authority and the Mashantucket Pequots to join together, we had this discussion. It was an opportunity to decide how we wanted those two entities to come together and what requirements we were putting on them to determine a location. And it was the determination of this legislature at that time that all they had to do was issue an RFP for that, and there were certain requirements we levied on them, none of which were for a referendum. So here we are, they have done exactly what we asked them to do. And here we are 2 years later, and we don't like how it turned out, or we don't like the process, or we're hearing things from local people who feel that they were disenfranchised. Yet their local elected leaders had a role in this. There were public hearings, as has been stated. There was opportunity to be heard. But we didn't like how it turned out. And so now we come back to change the rules, to move the line. We come back to tell the two tribal entities that have complied with what we directed them to do out of this legislature and say that's not good enough. The second thing is, as a local elected leader before I came to this chamber, I would take exception to this chamber telling me how to run my town. There is an opportunity within almost every town to have some sort of referendum, whether it be an advisory question or some way to be heard. In this case, as I understand it, there was an ordinance that was presented, that was described, and it was voted down. It was characterized that potentially that ordinance was not legitimate, not legal, and that may have characterized some of the voting, but they had the opportunity, and there was a vote taken. So for those two principal reasons, I do not believe it is appropriate at this time to now change the rules of the game that we set out 2 years ago, and that the two tribes have come together and have complied with. So I urge my colleagues in this chamber to vote against the amendment. Thank you.